As a part of the advocacy for this project, I demand an explanation for this sudden retraction by the same elected officials who previously approved it. This would be the first skate park in Baltimore City that is located in an almost completely black community. The only other skate parks reside in predominantly white communities and are further distances away. This unexplained halt is so disappointing because anyone who skates or has involvement in the skate community knows skateboarding is life-saving and even rehabilitating. I got my first skateboard at the age of 7 years old. Immediately it changed my life. Growing up, it became more than an obsession. It became my comfort. It became my teacher, my best friend, but more importantly, a peace of mind. My skateboard was the only thing that offered me a therapeutic environment, but the West Baltimore neighborhood of Ashburton, in which I grew up, had nowhere for me to really skate. As I got older, from the age 14 and up, I would skate, walk, and take public transportation to skate parks many, many miles away. Parks such as Charm City Skate Park and even Hamden, which then was a makeshift DIY skate park with only a few shabby little obstacles made by skaters. There were a couple predicaments I found myself in that were unsafe and sketchy to say. But the youth are the future, so why not start with them? Why not give them something new? Why not give them a healthy outlet and a place to congregate? The whole community has been neglected for far too long. So to all the elected officials, I say, let's start now. Let's rebuild the community of Sandtown, Winchester, and let's start with the youth by investing equity into Easterwood. After all, the money that is funding this project has been raised specifically for the skate park and the overall renewal of the entire park. Let it not go to waste. Why subtract the skateboarding portion when the whole park can be upgraded? People are acting as if we are trying to put a brand new skate park in the middle of an obviously abandoned park without restoring the whole park in its entirety. I've heard reports on the news stating that the safety of this park is priority and that other general renovations need to be made before the consideration of a skate park. Yet this park hasn't been a concern, a thought, or even on anyone's radar for the last 25 years until now, until we want to restore it and bring it back to life with a skate park. The matter of safety regarding general renovations and the renewal of this entire park are killing two birds with one stone. The youth of West Baltimore deserve more. So again, I say, let's start now. This is not just a demand, this is a call to action. Do not be the reason this skate park doesn't happen. Instead, let's rally around the youth and use this to uplift and support them. So please, let's start now. They want to skate and they deserve to have the atmosphere in which they can do so. Yes.
With all due respect, let me ask this question really quickly. I know you have other speakers coming up. Wonderful narrative that you just spoke. In terms of what you want to say to the city leaders who apparently, in your words, are reneging on that promise, how do you see that renege? What's your reaction to them reneging on it?
I see no sense in it. I want an explanation for it. We all do. That's why we're here today protesting. It just doesn't make sense. You want to take the money that has been raised for this and funnel it into fixing cracks in the ground and a fence that have not been a concern for the last 25 years.
They need to keep their word.
We need to stay on plan. We need to stay, we already had this all fully funded and ready to go. We had the initiation completion date set in stone and it was recanted, and we want an answer. We want an explanation. There is enough money in this budget to keep the skate park, build a brand new basketball court, and upgrade the whole entire park in its entirety.
What do you say to those city leaders who just don't perhaps see that as being, for lack of a better phrase, as important as the other issues?
It's very important because, in this city we talk about how violence is getting out of control. We talk about if we have something that the youth can do, maybe they won't pick up a gun and they'll pick up something else. It doesn't always have to be a basketball or a football. It doesn't have to be a lacrosse stick or a baseball bat. It can be a skateboard. I am a living testimony, and all the skaters here today, that skateboarding can change lives. It's many of my friends who turned away from the street life and got into the skate life. No problem.
Amen.
I appreciate you all. I'm going to go ahead to the next skater.
Can I ask you a question?
They lucky. I'm going to hold y'all accountable.
All right, Queen.
Our voices will be heard.
I just think everything that
Chrissy just said is 100% true. Being somebody from Southern Maryland and having my own skate team, SOMB Rollers, that I founded with my good friend CC Ridley, it has changed my entire life. We put young people on the skate team. We bring young people up to Baltimore to skate. In Southern Maryland, there is one skate park every 45 minutes. That means if you want to skate a different park, you have to travel over an hour sometimes just to skate a different park. And to think that that's kind of the same thing here, it blows my mind. When she told me to come speak, I absolutely, and this is a 2-hour drive. It takes 2 hours to get from Southern Maryland to Baltimore. The fact that there's only one indoor skate park, Charm City, 2 hours to come from Southern Maryland all the way to Baltimore. And to think that they have already raised the money for this park and recanted, it broke my heart. I'm from PG County originally. I didn't pick up a skateboard until I was about 15 years old. I'm almost 30 years old now. 15 years of skateboarding, 15 years of putting down things and putting down substances that were almost killing me, and replaced it with the skateboard. That is exactly what these young people are trying to do now. And to tell young people who can't drive, who have to take public, transportation, young women, young melanated people who have to take public transportation to get to the skate parks over here, that's a lot of traveling. That's a lot of risk, especially for people who just want to feel a part of their community. Building a skate park in West Baltimore means you are putting on for your own community. You're putting on for those young people. They are going to turn to the streets if we do not advocate for them. I'm also a peer recovery specialist. That means that I talk to youth about substances, about street life, about the harm that it could cause if you don't have a recreational activity. In Calvert County, to be a part of the program that I'm a part of, you have to have some unprecedented things happening in your life. A lot of them don't have recreational things to do after school, so they get into trouble. They're ding-dong ditching, they're throwing rocks at people's houses. And this is in Southern Maryland, so I can only imagine what's happening in Baltimore. I can only imagine how those kids feel when they have to travel hours to a different skate park. It breaks my heart because I am for the youth. I am a peer. That means I talk to them. I get inside of their minds and I ask them, what's up with you? What's going on with you? Where you going? And to hear that I don't have anything to do after school, to hear that, oh, I was vaping in the bathroom, and to hear that, it's like, no, let's pick up a board. Let's pick up a hobby. It don't always have to be basketball, like she said. It don't always have to be football, like she said. Some kids are not coordinated in that way, but the second that they pick up that board, it is a release. It is therapy. It is freedom. To skateboard is to be 100% free. Nobody can tell you you're doing something wrong. Nobody can tell you that you're doing something right. No one can tell you that you're doing something backward. It is 100% subjective to you. And to give teens and young people something to subject to just themselves, but to be around people who are peers to them means everything to them. I did a middle school Monday in the place that I work. And that means I go out to middle schools and I talk to them about what I'm about. And I told them, I almost took my life, but the second that I picked up that board, I regained my life back. That was the start of it all. And I've met so many different people who want me to come up here to advocate for this park. And I do not even live here. Like I said, I am 2 hours away. And if this is going to be a reoccurring thing, I will come up every single time you ask me to come up and advocate for this park. It doesn't matter. I'm from the DMV area. Baltimore is a part of Maryland, and we are going to stand up for Baltimore.
Yes.
Somebody got to stand up and show out.
Yes.
And that's what I'm here to do.
Yes.
And thank you all very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We slide here real quick.
I'm Sosie's father, Chrissy Brown's father. Yeah, and I can attest to, the change that it is, the positive change that is brought, in her life, the dedication. A lot of young folks, they don't have anything that they are dedicated to. And I think sometimes that politicians underestimate the thinking of children, young adults. They don't think that they can look at things outside of the box. You know, they're underestimating them. And so there's some who would say, well, skateboarding in the black community, we need more than just that. Well, you know, my response is, you know, put down the guns and pick up the board. Put down the drugs and pick up the board. Skateboard, if you just, what is that adage? If you build a park, they will come. So let's build this park and let these kids come and get a different perspective, learn something new, and then that will carry over into many other actions in their lives. They didn't even consider that they could be involved in. And because they got into skateboarding, enjoyed it, and it was great, then there will be other times where when called upon to decide whether to venture outside of their myopic world, they'll do that because they saw what happened when they took up boarding, when they took up skateboarding. And so, you know, I'm here for these folks. And the city needs to do right by them. That, you know, don't lock these kids into just one or two sports and accept this notion that they're not interested in other things. Give them a shot. Do what you're supposed to do. It ain't costing you anything. The money's already there.
Yeah.
Just build the park and they will come. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. I'm Senator Barbara Robinson, retired. The Eastwood is my district. For 10 years, when I was a member of the House of Delegates, Senator Pugh was the senator, and Nick Mosby was a member of the City Council. We worked for 10 years to get the skate rink over in Hampton. And then once we got that, we worked again to get it expanded. It bothers me, and I sat on the appropriation committee when I was in the House of Delegates, and it bothers me when monies are appropriated for a specific project, and then you come along and misappropriate it.
Yeah.
It means
You know, put down the guns and pick up the board. Put down the drugs and pick up the board. Skateboard, if you just, what is that adage? If you build a park, they will come. So let's build this park and let these kids come and get a different perspective, learn something new, and then that will carry over into many other actions in their lives.